Today's video is going to be around connections, and if you have any connection issues, a couple ways of getting around that. So if you do get a connection issue when trying to go into True ERP, it doesn't allow you, if it's not getting signal from the server and so on, there is a couple of ways of doing this. Now I'm using Windows 7, so this may look and work a little bit differently, but the same concept is applied for different Windows users. So first thing we're going to look at is we are going to right click, we go to start, we're going to right click on computer and go to properties. We are then going to go to device manager, and we are going to look at the network adapters within this. Now if you have whatever network adapter is being used, now MySQL runs in the background of Windows, but whatever your network adapter is, simply go to it, hit properties, and we are going to go to the power management of your network adapter. What we're going to look at turning off is this button here, allow the computer to turn off this device to save power. Now if that when that is ticked off, that won't allow the network adapter to turn off. So pretty straightforward. If it is on with the power management setting, if your network adapter is turned off, you will obviously lose connection to your server and to MySQL. So just ensure that this function is turned off. So allow the computer to turn off this device to save power. No, we don't want it to turn off this device, so we'll leave that off. So again, whatever your network adapter is, make sure that that is turned, the adapter is on, but under power management within your properties, that allow computer to turn off to save power is switched off. We don't want that to happen. So that's your first option. Again, that's pretty simple. Just go to start, my computer, right click, properties, and device manager and network adapters. So just select which network adapter that is. So that's number one. The second is going to be your firewall connection. Now with your firewall connection, you can simply turn off your firewall, or you can allow programs to go through Windows Firewall. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to start, control panel, security and settings, or your firewall settings, and we are going to look to allowing a program through Windows Firewall. You can check the status or go to allow program through Windows Firewall. Now the exceptions we're going to look at is our ERP software, ERP, and our MySQL. If they are not there, you can simply allow another program, simply add that program, allow it in. So once you've allowed that exception in, it'll then allow that program with this path, file path, to be allowed through your Windows Firewall. If it is asking for a port number, your port number for MySQL is going to be 3310, and for ERP software, that port is going to be 3309. But again, add those two exceptions, MySQL and ERP, and just ensure that the file path is correct. So that's one option, just allowing it through there. Otherwise, you can turn Windows Firewall off, but again, allow those programs through Windows Firewall. The third option is we can look at right clicking on the screen, simply go to personalize or properties, your screensaver options, and we're going to look at, now we do want a screensaver, that's one thing we are going to leave on, but we're going to look at the power settings, and we're going to want to change those power settings. Whatever plan we're on, change plan settings, and we want to ensure that we never want this computer to go to sleep. That is going to turn off the drives. As well as that, we can look at change advanced power settings, and within here, the hard disk, we can ensure that turn off hard disk after that period setting is set to never. We never want this hard drive to turn off. If the hard drive turns off, MySQL won't be able to pick that up. So just ensure that your hard drive never turns off and set your computer to sleep to never. You can turn off the display, that's not a problem, and I do recommend you keep a screensaver on that. So again, it's just for the hard drive settings there. Save those. Another setting is that if you have an antivirus, this is going to work around the same concept as your Windows firewall. Now there's so many different antiviruses around, it's going to be hard to show, but again, it's the same concept around your Windows firewall. You can either turn it off, delete it, or add exceptions for those same settings, MySQL and ERP software, to be exceptions for your Windows, for your antivirus. If you are still struggling with connection to True ERP, there is another option. If we go have a look at our C drive, let me take a step back. Start, computer, C drive, program files 86, ERP software, and we're going to look at this connection any file. Double click on that. We're going to want to ensure that the server name, whatever the server is the correct name being placed in here. We can see the last connection to server is like so. If this is incorrect, in other words, if it's missing something, you will not be able to connect. It needs to be exactly the same as the server's name. And how we find that out, we jump out of there. How we find out the server's name, if you're on the server, all you're going to do is simply right click on, you're going to go to Start, Computer, Properties, Full Computer's Name. In this essence, this isn't the server, but you get the concept. You would see the computer name. Another way is that if the server's full name is the name of the server on the network, in other words, if we go to computer and you look under your different networks, and the name shown over here is the correct name of that server, that's where you can also find that. Again, if you want to double check, go to Start, type in Run under the search, click on Run Program, and type in that name or the name of the server, the last connection you had within that any file. Stick with Command there, and we're going to type in ping and the server name. Hit enter, and that will send and receive those messages and information from that server to whatever PC you're on, or just make sure that there is connection to the server. So we can see here that information was sent, information was received, and nothing was lost. If you get something like this, let's type in something incorrect, you can see no connection has been made. So ensure the correct server name has been put in, and you can see if there's a connection, if it's sending and receiving the same amount of information. Once that's set up, again, Start, Computer, C drive, Program Files 86, ERP software, and connection any, and ensure that that is 100% correct. Once that is set up, if I jump back in, we can see the database that we're looking at. So whatever database it is that you are looking at, you will find that here. And once we go ahead and do that, we've set that up. If we now then go to our ERP button and we log in, we can see connection has now been made. So there we are. that's a little bit about your connections and the different ways in what you can solve those issues. So again, this is a Windows 7 based program I'm working on. Again, it might differ on different Windows applications, but the concept remains the same. So there we are, that's connections. Thanks for watching.